Who was murdered in 2008 say they feel victims and their families need more of a voice about the impact the crime has on them. Michelle Stewart was just 17 when she was stabbed to death by her ex-boyfriend in the Ayrshire village of Drongan. John Wilson, who's now 36, was released last week. Katrina Renton reports.
That's Michelle's happy smile.
For Michelle Stewart's dad Kenny and brothers Stephen and Kenny, this week has been especially difficult. Last Wednesday, the man who killed her was released from prison.
His full life's ahead of him. I mean, he only done 16 years, it's only a section of life. He's got other chapters in his life. Michelle's ended at a great age to be, 17, 18, the full life in front of you. And a lot of our school friends have now got families and got jobs and kids.
Michelle was murdered in the village of Drongan in East Ayrshire in 2008 by her ex-boyfriend John Wilson, who was 20 at the time. He was sentenced to a minimum of 12 years in prison before he could be considered for parole. He served more than 16 years in jail.
And I think for Michelle, legacy.
Michelle's family launched Michelle's Law. Among their requests that the parole board include exclusion zones be put in place after they learned Wilson had been in Ayr near where they live when he was on temporary release. The family feel they have had some success. Wilson has been banned from entering Ayrshire without prior permission, and he's been told not to approach or contact Michelle's family or friends. But they still believe victims of crime need to be heard more in the process.
I think it's important that these people making these decisions take into account the impact this has had on families. You know, it's easy to just sit and focus on him, and everything seems to gear towards them, giving them a better life, making sure that they get out and they build a new life. For us, you're forgotten about. I don't even think you're an afterthought if you're a thought at all.
The parole board says it does not comment on individual cases, but it takes into account all of the information before a prisoner is considered for release. This defence lawyer explains what happens.
Our system of criminal justice does place importance on the possibility that people can be rehabilitated. But they will be on licence until the day that they die. That is the life portion of this sentence, such that if they fail to measure up to the obligations imposed on them by the parole board in their conditional release, they'll just be taken back into custody.
Something was taken away from you, you can never get back. It's just hard knowing that you're never going to get to see her again and see her grow up and enjoy life.
Michelle's family say they will never stop campaigning for more rights for victims and their families. Katrina Renton, reporting Scotland, Ayrshire.